this was out. Someone was getting rid of it, and I didn't pick it up for the art. Like, I was thinking about a Miami beach guardhouse on this size canvas, but I would need to just tear off this canvas and put a new piece of canvas on this before I would feel comfortable with selling it, because this has little rips on the side. I don't think you can see it, but the edges are a little tattered, right? But, something on the side of the street. So I thought I would just do a video that was a point and shoot video and just kind of give you guys an update on what's happening with the studio. So just going over the list. I guess number one, the studio is a mess right now. I make my own canvas and my own stretcher bars or stretcher frames. I like that control over setting up my art to be the exact size that I want it to be. Obviously, this is Miami World Art coming to you from Miami, and it is really nice and hot. Number two, the Chanel bottle. If you guys watched the last video, this is the Chanel bottle. Right here, I might have to reposition the camera around. The color palette. Working on multiple projects and just kind of throwing stuff around. Give you guys just a reset. So basically, here is, behind this tarp is my Chanel piece. This is an Andy Warhol inspired piece. I'm gonna move the camera around so you can see that. I've got like paint buckets that I'm using because it's just so crowded in here. A really small space, but once it's clean and organized, it works. So as you can see, and I'll probably take the camera and just move it in closer, give you guys an update on what's happening here. So this is an iconic, Chanel piece. If you guys don't know, Andy Warhol, and I didn't really read like the exact date that he did it and the whole circumstances behind it, but I can remember when I was in college taking up art, I remember we had a assignment where we had to create something and we could use cardboard, and I decided to do something related to, I don't know if it was a painting project or it was a sculpture type project, but I remember doing a project where I used Chanel and I used cardboard and I painted and I made it like a mixed media piece. And I always liked Chanel. I don't know why, but I always liked Chanel. Just for what its aesthetics and just what it meant, and it just had that flair of fashion, whatever. And this is before I even knew about who Andy Warhol was or anything. So I gravitated towards the Chanel concept design, the fragrance, just the commercials that I saw, without knowing anything about Andy Warhol's whole thing or any other artist thing. But now if you go on Pinterest and you put in Chanel bottle, you will see thousands of renditions of the Chanel bottle in a pop art setting or a pop art type presentation of the bottle. And this is just my first version. I just saw like the Chanel lipstick, and maybe I want to do something with that. But for now, this is my first version of it. My first version of doing something Chanel related, more on the luxury art line. And so this is my first thing, and as you can see, and I've talked about this in other videos, but instead of having it say Chanel, I'm in Miami, my first series of artwork is all Miami inspired. So I put the Miami in here opposed to putting Chanel in here, kind of bringing those two together, those entities together, because I think they have some symmetry. Because Miami has always been about Art Deco, fashion, that kind of vibe, Art Basel, all that stuff. So I just thought, why don't I put Miami in there to represent Miami, and then the background is this bottle is placed like on the beach, a South Beach or local beach, and you've got the waves behind it, kind of right on the beach line where the sand and the water, the ocean come together. So you've got the water in the background. You've got the sand where it's sitting on. It's just kind of floating on the sand, sitting on the sand, and you've got a little reflection of the water behind it, so that the bottle is somewhat transparent. And I wanted a high contrast. This initially had like like a, you know, amber color to it, like a cologne would be, even though colognes could be any color, but this had more of a, like an amber, you know, tea type color, tannish tea, whatever you want to call it. And then I decided to make it pink to kind of give it some contrast between the pink of the actual perfume liquid and the blue waves of the water, the aqua blue. So this is the first version. What I usually do is I will go into a painting and I'll start it, and then I might sand it down, right? I'm not going to do too much sanding because I really want to get into it and do it correctly. But I might sand it down and then bring back color on top of what I sanded, so you get a texture to it. This is a textured piece. I'll go into how I did that, but this is a textured piece. If I take the camera even closer, right? And I'm going to take you guys closer, then I'm going to turn the light on so you can really see the colors. I kind of have shades over my windows to kind of keep the heat, the light heat from coming in. I think you can really see the pinks in there, you know, kind of blended in. And then I'm going to show you guys the colors I'm going to bring into this to really make it pop. Here's some fluorescent colors, and really trying to find, was online trying to find some colors. I bought this on Amazon, and this is called the Tropical Blue. But basically, I already had the color, because when I look at sky blue that I already had, basically the same color, and I was looking for something. I don't know if this has this might have a gloss to it. So yeah, this is gloss, so it might give me a different dimension because it's gloss, and we'll play around with that. There's no, I mean